Welcome to Rendering Insights. In this video, we're going to build a sticker for a motorcycle road racer. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe down below. Okay, this is the sticker we're going to build. We'll do the line work in Illustrator and bring it into Photoshop and put all these crazy colors on it. Okay, let's get going. Okay, here we are in Adobe Illustrator. The way we started this little layout was I took a pencil and just kind of sketched out what this guy might look like. I looked at some bike pictures and just kind of did a real rough cartoon idea of this bike wheeling down the road, you know, with our rider on here bigger than normal, exaggerated like a cartoon should be, and with this big kind of monster head in here with these buggy eyes. And before we can go in here and tighten this up, I wanted to put a little tissue layer over it like I do on all this stuff. So here's that tissue layer. See, it just knocks it down a little bit so we can still see through it, but it's not so confusing when we do our lines. All right, what I did is grab our pen tool on the left and just basically trace this off and just tightened everything up as I went. Let me show you what the lines look like. Okay. So you can tell it's basically the same thing. I just tightened everything up. Got these ovals in here nice and tight, and actually put his number plate on the other side, and just gave him more teeth and changed the tongue. And just did a little bit detail like that. Even changed the goggles and the shape of his helmet a little bit. But basically, it's the same thing. Used the same horizon and just made the road run out a little bit better. And then with my pencil tool, kind of created these dust and smoke details in here, like these flames coming off this exhaust pipe, which would never look like that, but it works for our cartoon. All right. And once we have our line work on here, let's get rid of the tissue layer first. You can see how confusing it would be without that. And we'll get rid of our sketch. Okay, there's our basic lines that we can bring into Photoshop. Put some color on it and some logos and make it cool for a sticker. All right, let's take it in. Okay, here we are in Photoshop, and we have our line work brought in here. Let's go ahead and make 3 copies of that line work. So over on the right, drag it down, make 3 duplicate layers. On the very bottom one, the first one, we're going to do a white fill in all of these areas. It just gives us a good basis for doing our shading on top of for this sticker. Okay, and to make sure that we have all these areas filled, not have any gaps in here, let's go ahead and put a background behind here. That way we can get in here kind of tight and see that we have everything covered. There's too many little areas to miss. It's too easy to do. So you get in real tight with your paint bucket tool, fill this with white. In any places, any of these little points that you don't get covered, grab your paintbrush tool, get real small, and fill that in. Okay, so we have a good white fill on everything. And before we do any shading, let's go ahead and put a kind of a border around our character here. So here's what that looks like. It's a cartoon. It just needs to have a thicker border around that. Okay, then our next line layer, we'll go ahead and open that up, and we'll do our shading. The beginning part anyway. So grab your magic wand tool and select each area and start brushing in our basic colors. So what I did, like you grab your magic wand and select that front tire and just start brushing in some of this color down below, leaving some highlight. Don't fill it all in. Same thing on this fairing. Put some blue above and some blue below, but let's leave a little highlight through the center here to help create our shape. Okay, same with this leather. It's easy to fill this in. It's a sticker, you could do that, but I like to leave a little bit of highlight in there. It just gives a little dimension. Okay, a little bit of color shading on his eyes and the flames and everything. On our next line layer, we're going to tighten up our shading a little bit. Start using some black. So go ahead and open up that next line layer, and we'll start doing some more shadows and some shading. See what a difference that made? So we can get in here kind of tight. Like on this front tire, same thing, selected this with the magic wand and start brushing this in. A lot of shadows. We don't want to show a bunch of detail in here, but just the idea there's this front end in here and this rotor for this brake. So I'll start tightening up. Look at his leathers. Just select this area, start putting some black in here. Same with his boots. It's kind of fun. Even on his face, we already had this green on here. So with the magic wand tool, you select this in this area right here at the same time and start brushing black. Get your paintbrush tool kind of small. Just kind of brush around and just brings this to life a little bit. Same thing in here on his gums. We had that kind of pink color in there. Select this with the magic wand. Grab a red color in here and just start brushing around this. This gives us some shape and some detail. Same thing with his tongue. We already had the red in there, so we just grabbed the white and did the same. Just created some highlights. Just kind of look at your drawing you're doing and just figure out what you want to do. Just have some fun with it. Okay. All right, next we need to put some logos on this bike. Got to do that. It's a racing sticker. So you got Graves Yamaha on there. And then, let's go ahead and put like that chevron shield shape in here. So in Illustrator, I had drawn this out and brought it in here and put some bands around it. So that is kind of our target area for our sticker. All right. Then we can start playing with our rider's name. Got to have that. He's the most important guy in here. We put him in there and his number, his race number. All right, and then let's put the rest of our background logos, our sponsors. You have to do those on a race sticker. All right, and then to finish that off, we're going to start wrapping this thing a little bit. You need those big, bold borders on there. One, it just tightens it up so it has good contrast to whatever you're sticking this to, whether it's a race trailer or garage or toolbox or whatever. And also it gives the printer a good target for his die cut, so you have a little allowance in here, a little grace to work around. All right, well, there's a quick look on how to draw out a sticker for a road racer. Please check out our other videos available on Rendering Insights.